Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and it's Tim once again. This morning I want to talk about depression, and I want to go through a collection of 3 or 4 different celebrities whom I could get photos of that actually show the signs of deficiencies that can be correlated to depression. All of them have been reported as having depression, and I'm going to go through them one by one. I'm going to start with Miss Ellen here, the beautiful Miss Ellen. And please remember, I'm not picking these people apart. This is about educating you on deficiencies and what to look for. I simply used the celebrities because they're easier for people to associate with. So let's get to it. I'm going to pick on her in a moment here about something, but that's fine. You see these lines that go in. She has very sharp indents at the outside corners of her eyes. That is a potassium phosphate deficiency, a huge brain and nerve nutrient, so huge that it is a major component of gray matter in the brain, which regulates mood, behaviors, uh, the transfer of neurotransmitters throughout the brain. You'll also take notice of the dark upper eyelids, uh, much darker than the rest of her skin. That is phosphate, calcium phosphate deficiency. Calcium phosphate, another behavioral tissue salt. All phosphates are behavioral tissue salts. On her skin here, you will see some enlarged pores, some shininess across the T-zone. I would expect that she should have um, a bit of hanging skin on her jawline. Might have had tiny bit of work done, very tiny bit of work done. Don't hate me, Ellen. Especially up here in her upper eyes, because they don't match the extent of the creases everywhere else. So, and it's okay if she did it. That's fine. That's what makes her comfortable. Good for her. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next person. And here we have Jim Carrey, and you can't really see his eyelids because uh, he has a calcium carbonate deficiency, very big in when related to melancholy and depression. But he's kind of hiding. I think I can see a bit of darkness there, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. We don't need it for the purpose of this. Again, the calcium phosphate, upper eyelids, almost assumed when you have somebody who suffered from depression. But the hanging skin that's not only covered his upper eyelids, it's also drooping right down into his eyes. You'll see that how they curve, these lines with the crow's feet curve inward. Again, the sharp indents for potassium phosphate. But here's something else I want you to take notice of. You see this little bump that's here, and there's a little bump here, which will be easier to see in the clearer photos as we move on. Um, that is potassium arsenite. Potassium arsenite, um, I'm not sure if I just spoke about it. Potassium arsenite is a rescue, a panic attack rescue, but if taken in small doses daily, can prevent panic attacks. It's all about boosting the serotonin levels, but don't take too much. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. This is a very small photo, but I kind of like the way you could see the bump, the potassium arsenite bump here. You can actually see the darkness of the upper eyelid for the calcium phosphate. You can see the hanging upper eyelids of the calcium carbonate, and you can see the indents, especially here. You zone on a bit so it's not blurred. You'll see the indents. Not a good quality photo, but I just wanted you to see the potassium arsenite issue right here. And then we have Mr. Wayne Brady. Again, the dark upper eyelids. It doesn't look like he has a calcium carbonate deficiency right now, does it? Wait till you see the next photo of him. But you can really see the sharp indent for the potassium phosphate, potassium phosphate deficiency. Let's go on to the next photo of him. And now all of a sudden you can see that when he's sitting more natural, you can see how the skin above the upper eyelids is hanging. You can still see the dark skin with the calcium phosphate, calcium carbonate, the hanging skin. These sharp indents, which I just showed you, you can't really see them straight on, but these lines are the indicators in how they slightly turn and create it. But here you can also see these bumps that are where it comes in and then comes out again, potassium arsenite. Again, you see a bit of large pores, oily T-zone, so sodium phosphate as well. And I couldn't find any magnesium phosphate deficiencies in any of them, but when it comes to celebrities, you don't know what they're getting done. Uh, you see the sharp lines here. all of a sudden they've disappeared. There may be a little bit of Botox going on there. Sorry, Wayne, but that's what it looks like to me. Anyway, those are the deficiencies, and I'm going to run through them all. When it comes to depression or panic attacks, which are on the both on the side of deficiency of serotonin, potassium arsenite, potassium phosphate, sodium phosphate, calcium phosphate, magnesium phosphate, iron phosphate, 6x homeopathic potency, one tablet 2 times a day for maintenance. Sorry, one tablet for every 50 pounds of body weight, 2 times per day for maintenance. In times of extreme anxiety or melancholy, you can use that same dosage of one tablet for every 50 pounds of body weight up to 4 times per day. You can safely do more, but I really don't recommend it, and I don't think it would make a difference for you. Up to 4 times a day. That's it for today, folks. Depression, tissue salts, or minerals, they're directly linked. There's no denying it. I see it every day. I treat it every day. These are the signs. Watch out for them. Bye-bye.